Hey, how we doing?
Oh man, how you doing?
Good about yourself?
So this is just a podcast that I run on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts. I run podcasts available on 7 different platforms. Appreciate you joining me here today.
No problem.
And you're good if I record this, correct?
Yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. Well, that's awesome. So here we go. Starting here on Jackson Share Sports Radio with the one and only 6'2" guard from the Paul VI. He's a senior at Paul VI and of the Eagles. Um, Coming in at 6'2", the one and only Jalen Boyd-Savage. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this interview. Oh my God, I mean the stats. Just read it, Jalen. Just looking at those stats, you got your featured stats. You've got total of 236 points throughout this whole season, averaging about 15.7 points a game. I mean, how is this? This is crazy. 62 pointers, 18 3-pointers, and 36 free throws, 236 points, like I said, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals in 15 games played. You played 41 games total at Paul VI. And I also, when I was doing some research, I also saw that you were a football player. You also played some football and you
Yes, yes.
got some reps, 4 catches, 51 yards, and 1 touchdown this year. So that was really cool. Cool to see. 100%. So, with all these stats, how do you get it done, man? I'm really curious. I'm interested.
Just letting the game come to me. Not really trying to be out there forcing anything. You know, they say good things come to those who wait. So just wait for the game to come to me. Basically, that's how I go into a game.
Honest answer. I love it. Really, really good. So, how did you first get into basketball and football? What is there a story or a moment?
Basketball mostly because my brother played basketball, so I was always around him and his friends while they were playing. I was like, hey, I might be good at it, so let's try it out. That's when I was about 5. That's when I first started playing basketball. Then I first started playing organized basketball around 9, 10. Then I got into the AAU, and I loved it from there. And then football, it was just this year because COVID. We didn't really know anything, and me and my friends we were like, "Hey, let's just play football, see." And we picked that up pretty quick.
Why not? I mean, you got the skills for basketball. Why not go with football? With the athleticism.
Yeah, yeah.
Why So, playing basketball and football, I got to ask you, just in terms, which sport would you go with? If you had to go with one sport, you'd probably go with basketball, right?
Yeah, just basketball because like I said, I played it for longer. And this with football, I was mostly the safety. That's why most of those stats aren't there because a good safety doesn't really have stats like that because they don't throw the ball to us. Yeah, so I would mostly do basketball. That's really what I love.
Right, right. So, what is one word that describes you as a basketball player? We'll go with basketball.
I think just true competitor, just loving to win and hating to lose even more.
Heard that all across all of my interview people, all the people I've interviewed for D1 colleges. I had Adonis Arms on here last interview, Winthrop University, and just, it's the same thing, that competitive grit and grind, really making sure that you can do everything possible for your team not to lose, doing
Yeah,
everything.
that's all we can control is our output and what we can put on a game. So go out there with our best effort and leave it all out there.
100%. So, as I know, and people that are listening to this podcast currently, you're very explosive and mobile on the court. So, what are some of your strengths and what are some of your weaknesses?
I say yeah, definitely one of my strengths is my athleticism. I try to use that a lot, playing defense, going up to block shots, things like that. And one of my weaknesses would be this year. Uh, I don't want to sound like that player that never had a weakness, but this year was just you know I can't put my finger on it.
It was one of
Just
those.
about yeah, just one of those years where everything would seem like everything was kind of falling in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the record speaks for it yourself. I mean, going 23, excuse me, 20. Oh my gosh, going 11-3 this season with your team is obviously not an easy task. You can't make that up. And I said that with the Adonis Arms as well, going 23-2, including March Madness. You can't make that up overnight. That takes a full season to do, full effort, everyone on board. And I'd be interested to know, how did you and your team as a unit get it together, this whole season? How'd you put things together? Because, it definitely, you can't win a game with one person. So I'm just interested to hear how one of the best high schools in New Jersey did this year.
With us, we're truly a brotherhood. We love to be around each other. When we're not on the court, in school, out of school, going bowling, going to Top Golf, things like that, we're always around each other. So building, leading off with that, that builds our trust. So when we get out on the court, we're out there literally just having fun playing, like backyard basketball.
Yeah. Well, what was your favorite game? Did you have like a specific game?
I would say my favorite game was either Trenton Catholic at home or our last game ever, which was Lenape at home.
I mean, you went crazy against Trenton Catholic. That was a good game. That was definitely something to watch, for sure. So I agree with you on that. So in terms of the season, like we said earlier in the interview, just a really weird year. What were the practice protocols like? I'm sure I heard from a bunch of people in D1 college that you had to stand on X's. I'm interested. What is a college uh, compared to a college level and a high school level? What's the difference?
Yeah, we had like on the sidelines, we had to stay 6 feet apart at all times. We couldn't use our locker room. Every couldn't use our locker room. We had all the coaches had to keep their mask on the whole time. Since we were playing, we didn't have to keep our mask on, but if you wanted to make yourself feel comfortable, you could. And other than that, practice was pretty normal for a regular year.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you know, on and off the court, there's definitely a difference. I've seen from other people, it's definitely not this type of year. There's masks, there's people 6 feet apart on the sideline. And even during practice, sometimes I've heard from other people in college that it's crazy. It's a really crazy year. And the fact that you guys went 11-3 was definitely saying something for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
definitely.
I was reading an article, and I saw that you locked up Zach Hicks, who's received multiple uh, scholarships and just full rides to D1 colleges. And Temple is one of them. How'd you get it done against him? I know it was definitely a little bit of a chitter chatter, back and forth type of thing, and you had some quotes in there, but it was good. It was good talk, and I like it. So how'd you get it done against him?
Yeah, that was our home opener last year, and with a guy that's as good as Zach, you have to set the tempo right from the gate. So right
Right.
from the gate, I was touching him. I was just making sure he knew I was there, and I like you knew a guy like that, he's gonna score. You just want to you just want to make him work for every single bucket that he gets, and that shit goes back to me being that competitor, being on AAU teams always like not being like the number one scoring option. So how you get on the court is defense. That's really what I think one of my strengths is as a player. I just have that dog, like that Patrick Beverly, that kind of dog in me that says, all right, this guy's gonna have to work for everything tonight.
Right. I totally respect that and agree with that 100%. Making the best player, like Steph Curry or someone in the league would be guarding, make them work for every single point. So definitely agree with that. And it's a great way to play basketball. So, um, I'm a little interested, you're a senior. Have you gotten any, offers or anything? You got any idea what you're doing next year, in terms of
Uh,
college?
uh, yeah, we don't have no offers yet, but we do have a lot of interest from some big players in D2, and we also have some prep school interest in people wanting me to go there, take that route, just because of how things are this year. So yeah, everything's gonna come down like a final decision that I just have to make.
I mean, that's awesome. You're getting offer, you're getting the interest, you're getting, that interest spiking up, which is great. I mean, who wouldn't want you on their team? Honestly, you're really explosive. You play with your team for the team, unity, and just a great all around player, averaging 15.7 points a game. I mean, I don't know many people that can do that, whether it's college or pro. I don't know many people that can do that. So that is definitely a special gift. Um, and you're probably going to take that to the next level, which is great. I can't wait to see that happen. For sure. So, coming up on the last question here, what is your message to every athlete out there, every person that wants to play a sport, going into every game? every practice, what is that mindset that you're going in with?
The mindset you're going in with is just go out there and leave everything out there, because like you never know. Even Jamal Murray, we just saw last night, he tore his ACL. So yeah, crazy things happen on the everyday moves that he probably done that move a million times. So you just got to go leave everything out there, because you never know when it could be your last game.
Wow. Words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Jalen Boyd-Savage, everyone. That was amazing. Awesome interview. I appreciate you coming on the show, and we'll definitely run it back soon, man. This was great.
Oh yeah,
I
this was fun.
appreciate it, man. See you later.
Yeah, see you. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.